So you're looking for an action camera, but you don't have a lot of money. What options do you have? Well, I've been sent a camera and it's pretty bloody good. It shoots 4K, it's got 20 megapixel stills, it's waterproof, it's got image stabilization, touchscreen, Wi-Fi, it comes with bucket loads of accessories, and it only comes in at 109 bucks. And if you use the promo code that's down in the description, you get 20% off. So that's under 100 bucks for all this. Is it any good? Well, let's check it out. G'day guys, Shane Mostyn here. Today we are looking at Campark's V40 Action camera. It's a budget camera, it's a nice GoPro alternative for, well, it's a fraction of the price. Let's be honest, there's a lot of really inexpensive action cameras out there claiming to do good things, but I've tested a few of them, and to be honest, I'm not going to recommend anything because they've been pretty crap so far. Hopefully this one is different. What has really surprised me about this is the price of it and what you actually get. Well, you get the camera, and we'll talk about that in a second. So you get waterproof housing, handlebar mount, numerous flat mounts, helmet mounts, strap mounts, numerous tethers, zip ties, even a metal wire cable holder, 2 batteries, a battery charger, a USB cable to charge everything, and to transfer things off the camera into your computer, as well as even a lavalier microphone. And it's even got this Wi-Fi remote that you strap around just like a watch, and you can start videos, take photos and everything. So if you're wearing jacket, gloves on motorcycles, skiing, snow skiing, that sort of thing, this thing around your wrist takes the photos for you and it works really well. All of this comes for that price. How good is it though? Let's go into town. We'll do a little bit of a montage around the park in town, and we'll put some things together and we'll see how good it is. We'll do some revealing shots, and what I try to do here is just move your body, leave your feet still and move your body, like move from your knees out from behind something. In this case here we're using the tree. I'm going to start the shot from behind the tree. It's recording now, bring it out. That's it. It establishes that shot. Let's just see what we're going to go to next. Well, let's continue on. So I'll do a couple more of those sort of revealing shots and we'll put something together. We'll take it back now. We'll put it into some video editing programs, put some music to it. This is what it looks like. Interrupt this to tell you something. When I hit 50K, which is not far away, we're giving away a phone. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, make sure you come into the live sessions that we're having in December. You've got to be in the live sessions to win this phone, and I will ship it anywhere in the world. So make sure you subscribe, turn the bells on, you'll be a bloody legend too. Let's get back to this. Talk about something that's really important for cameras that are like this size, and that is image stabilization. When cameras are this size, they're really small, really lightweight. With bigger cameras, the weight of them tends to add a little bit of stabilization alone. But with little things like this, as you move your hand a little bit, the camera moves a lot. So image stabilization in this, well, see what you think. Here's some footage with the image stabilization turned off, and here's some footage with it turned on. It makes a bloody big difference, and it works really, really well. The other thing with this is, well, I've had GoPros, GoPro 7, 8 and 9, and I haven't had the 10 yet. I haven't really found the need for it. I didn't think it was that big a jump. But on the 9, the touchscreen was just bloody horrible. You could, even after all the firmware updates, it was still horrible. It would work sometimes and not other times. And the amount of work that I've done with this so far, it's worked every bloody time. It just works like a phone. It's that sensitive. It's not too sensitive, it's just the right amount. The menu, as you go through it all, it's pretty intuitive. Like where things are where you would expect them to be. So to change things like ISO, it's going to be in there. To change things like image stabilization, it's going to be in the video settings. It's pretty intuitive and very responsive screen. Let's talk camera specs for a minute here. It shoots in video, it shoots 4K at 30 frames a second, 2.7K at 30 frames a second. It'll do 60 frames a second at 1080p, and at 720p it'll do 120 frames a second. So you can do some pretty cool slow motion stuff. And the stuff that I did in that video earlier, some of that was slow motion stuff at 60 frames a second at 1080p. It also has a 20 megapixel camera, and the ISO goes up to 3200. So regular viewers of this channel know that I like to do things, well, in low light. And a low light photo, astrophotography with this little bad boy right here, it worked really well. Have a check it out. And just getting that photo was honestly, it was dead set simple. It was a matter, you don't need to focus, you don't need to do anything else, just set it up 30 seconds, ISO 3200, here's another one at 1600, and well, it was a little bit overcast, but still did the pretty bloody good job with the stars. Pretty impressed with this thing, considering the price of it. The power consumption on this is actually pretty bloody good. I've been shooting most of the morning with this, doing those videos. I've been for a ride on the bike and some still photos as well. And well, there you go. That's how much of the power it's actually used. It's really not decreased too much at all. It's 1350 milliamps, the batteries. And if it fails whilst you're out there, they send you two, they give you two batteries. I still can't believe what you get for this thing. And it just opens up underneath there. It's waterproof case. And I don't know if you saw that when I opened that up, but just down beside there is where the where your SD card goes, and I would recommend getting a fast SD card. I found that when I put a slower one in there, it heated up just a little bit. So definitely get a fast card. To be honest, when you're shooting with action cameras anyway, you want a fast card. So it's an action camera. What do we use it for? All sorts of stuff, but I might put this on my helmet and see how it looks when I go for a ride on the scooter. So I strapped it onto my helmet. I also used a handlebar mount for some of the images as well, and got some pretty good footage that exposes reasonably well. You can leave the white balance on auto, but it's going to change throughout your movie that you shoot. So set the white balance and you can do it all in there. It just does everything you want it to do, to be honest. There is also an app that's available for both Android and iOS, and you can connect the camera to your phone, bring the media down. Here's some I took down from the motorcycle trip, and you can manipulate it the way you want to and just go straight up to Instagram or Facebook or whatever you like, straight from that app. So it works really, really well. What about the cons of this camera? I think the downside of this camera is pretty much the downside of any action camera, and that is that it's a small sensor, just like phones, and they tend to struggle a little bit, especially with video in low light. It's going to get grainy and it's going to be a little bit unusable in sometimes, but they all suffer from this. All my GoPros do the same thing. So it's just a kind of a restriction, if you like, or a shortcoming of all action cameras. They generally don't like low light, and this one here is no exception. But for everything else, honestly, this thing's bloody brilliant. Would I recommend this camera? Absolutely. It's a ripper camera for the price that it is, and if you use that code that's down below there, well, you're going to get it for under $100. All this stuff that I've just shown you for under $100. Pretty bloody good deal if you ask me. That's it for today, guys. Catch you later.